Hello guys, and welcome to another very short tutorial. And in today's tutorial I'll be showing you guys how I set up my canvas for my different design styles and different design types. So without wasting further time, let's get right into it. So what I'll do is I would open a new document, so you can just key in Ctrl N or Command N on your keyboard. Alright, so it brings you up to this first page or first dialog box, alright, where you have to input your parameters and all. So I'll first start by naming this as canvas size. Alright, this helps you stay organized, right? Naming your projects. Alright, so basically I tell people, if you're designing for any digital appearance, phones, screens, laptop, social media, whatever it is that is digital, just know that the calibration is always in pixels. All right, these digital materials or digital platforms operate in pixels. The calibration they operate is in pixels. All right, so therefore your calibration should be in pixels. If you're designing for print, then you can explore all other forms of calibrations like inches, centimeters, millimeters, dependent on whatever it is you're designing for, right? But provided it's for screen, make sure your designs are always in pixels. So I basically love designing in portraits, all right, because I feel that's where the world is headed right now. Everything is always in portraits. Reels are in portraits, videos, portraits, everything is just portrait. Short form content, long form content, most of the time is in portraits. All right, so I've taken to that style of design. All right, for those who know me so well. All right, so this is 3000 by 3750. This is the dimension for portraits. All right, this is a ratio dimension for portraits. Normally when exporting for social media and all of that, it is in 1080 by 1350. So if you would exponentially raise that particular size by a ratio, you end up getting 3000 by 3750, right, as the ratio of 1080 by 1350. All right, so that's why I'm using this. I'm using this also because my system is not really high end, but it can accommodate this particular setting without my design processing lagging and all of that. That's why I can comfortably do 3000 by 3750. It's quite high, all right, but my system can carry it. I'm using a 2015 MacBook Pro system with a 16 gig RAM and I think 2.5 or 2.2 gigahertz of processor, and so it's quite fluid for me to design on this particular size of canvas. But if you don't have that luxury of system capacity, you can start up your design at either 1500 or 2000, then just find the equivalent height ratio, all right, that matches them 1080 by 1350. That's if you're doing a portrait. But if you're doing square, which is the normal, you could just do 1500 by 1500. That's for the width and for the height, or you can go as high as 2000 by 2000, depending on how well your system works. So you could just experiment with it and see how fast the system processes on these different canvas size ratio, and let me know how that works out for you in the comment section. Right, so another thing I do is I check on these artboards. I'm a fan of designing with artboards because it helps me make my work faster and fluid, and I'm the type of person who loves doing various variants of particular design, and so it helps me navigate smoothly and easily. And if you're into event branding and the likes, this would also help you make multiple samples or multiple styles of delivery easier, because you just be duplicating the same components on the different artboards, which is easier, right, than any other style. Okay, so I leave that on check. Then my resolution is set at 150 pixel per inches, not pixel per centimeter, pixel per inches. Right, color mode is on RGB and 8 bits is on 8 bits, all right, not 16. Then the background contents is white. All right, advanced option color profile is sRGB, pixels, square pixels. All these ones basically come automatically, but if they don't, make sure your color profile is set on sRGB. Why sRGB? Because you're designing for screens, so all these screens see colors in RGB. What is RGB? Just short form for red, green, and blue. That's basically how colors work for screens, or what color every color combination has to go through for screens, right? So I click on create, and so if you notice on this stuff, you have artboard 1, then you have this lines behind it and all of that. That's to let you know that this is an artboard on its own. All right, so peradventure I have a design on this particular artboard. All right, I can easily duplicate it into different artboards. All right, I can easily duplicate. So let's just go ahead to just put in something, probably a shape of something, an animal. Also change the color to this. All right, so I have this here. I can just duplicate it in 2 ways. Either I come to make sure I'm on the move tool, not the artboard tool. Then I click on the border of the artboard, then I press Ctrl J or Command J. All right, it automatically gives me a duplicate of this artboard. I can also come over to this layers panel, click on the artboard itself, right, or where I have artboard 1, then Ctrl J or Command J. All right, I have this. All right, it duplicates it for me. Another thing I can do, if I don't want this particular same element of this artboard into the new one, I can just go ahead to just click on this plus on any side of the artboard. All right, click on this plus icon, but make sure the only way you can see those pluses if you actually click on the border of the artboard. So I can come here, plus opens a new artboard, but without this, because I'm not duplicating this. In this border, create an artboard up here. All right, so that's basically how simple it is to actually create a functional artboard canvas. So another way I open my canvas for carousel designs I do is almost the same thing with this. Open a new one, canvas, make sure you name canvas. All right, then 3000 by 2750. Then I uncheck this artboard. All right, so once I uncheck this artboard, I come here to create. All right, so if you notice, there is no border because this is not what an artboard. And if you notice on layer panel, you don't have any artboard, it's just one full layer. So now if I need to create single designs or continuous designs, which are carousel designs, all right, I just need to do one basic thing. So I come to image. All right, on her image, I come to canvas size. All right, click on canvas size. Then I come to this anchor, I click my arrow because I want other canvases to come to the right, all right, to span to the right, all right, or the length to span more to the right, all right, alone. So I'll come to this anchor, click on this left, all right, push it there this way. So now every artboard is seen, or every page is seen as 100% width, and every page is seen as 100% height. So I want my width to span 5 more of this, all right, 5 more of this page. All right, so what do? I multiply this value here by 5. So multiply by 5 to give me what? 500 width. All right, so the height is from here to here is 100, but the width now is going to be what? 5 multiplied by this distance. All right, make sure it's always in percentage here too. All right, so I click on OK. So here's the magic. All right, I have this original length spanned into 5. So how do I now check to be sure it's into 5, or how I really need it to be? I come to view. All right, come to new guide layout. All right, then click on the columns. All right, I need the columns. That's this guide layouts to be on the columns, not on the rows. All right, so I come here, I click, remember it's 5 we did, come 5, then change its gutter, all right, to 0. There you have it. 1 2 3 4 5 pages, 5 carousel pages for your continuous designs or for your single designs, however it is you want to do it. So that's basically how I do for both my carousel and my artboard designs. Hope you got something. If you got something, please let me know in the comment section. And also I'll be doing another video to show you guys how I also export my artboards and also my carousel designs. Thank you for your time. See you. Bye.